Hello, my dear YouTubers. How are you? I'm Vaishnavi from class 7, and today we are going to start with a new chapter. The new chapter is from our literature, which is English. And in English Castle, we are going to start the chapter. The chapter is The Cookie Thief. The Cookie Thief is a story, or we can say a poem, about a lady who she was buying cookies, and then the incident happened with her, and then she behaved something like rude with the man who was sitting. Now we will read the story, recite the story, and recite this poem to get the things know that what happened at that moment of time. So to warm up our exercise, like not the warm up that we do at the morning or in the evening, that not warm up exercise, but the warm up exercise for our reading. So the warm up exercise is you go to a supermarket. Now you insist that you go to a supermarket and then you buy some groceries, you buy some vegetables, etc. from vendor or the shopkeeper, and then you pay the bill of it. Now the shopkeeper, if you have paid more than your money or the bill, that is, so the shopkeeper returns the money change back to you. Now you leave the shop. Now you leave the shop immediately and then return immediately, because to inform the shopkeeper that he or she didn't give you the change back. And then the lady insists that she did give the change back, but you argue endlessly that you didn't get your change back. Now you come back to your home only to find the change due. Means you find your change in your polythenes, you find your change in your, you can say, the jeans pockets, and then you find in the jean pocket that in the pocket there are the change already there. Also in this whole warm up exercise, we knew that the lady or the lady vendor or the, you can say, the other vendor or shopkeeper who was there had already returned the man the change, but the man forgot about it. And when he came back home, he found the change due in his pocket itself. So we have learned that what is the change due, like what is the warm up exercise over here. And so we are going to learn this whole poem on this warm up exercise only, and we have learned a lot of things in this warm up exercise. So reading now, let's read the poem to learn how assumptions drive into your actions. So let's start. So the first line of this poem, actually the writer of this poem is Valerie Cox, and she was the woman that was sitting at the airport. Now we are going to start with this poem with the first line. A woman was waiting at the airport one night with several long hours before her flight. Now, a woman was sitting at the airport and she was like bored in the airport, sitting several long hours before her flight. Then, after some time, she hunted for a book in the airport shop. Then, she also bought some bag of cookies and found a place to drop. Now, what this line means? This line means that she hunted for a book, means she found it, or she actually bought a book from the airport shop, and also she bought some cookies and found a place to eat and read them. Now, she was engrossed in her book, and while she was engrossed in her book, but she happened not to see anywhere else while she was eating her cookies and reading the book. Also, that the man beside her as bold as he could be. So the man who was sitting beside the woman was actually as bold as he could be. Means he was also busy in his work, but he was paying attention also. Grabbed a cookie or two, means two cookies or one cookies from the bag between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. Means in this line, we knew that the man who was beside the woman actually grabbed a cookie from the box. Then But the woman ignored, but the woman thought that I think by mistakenly he had taken at the first point of time. Then we have she read, munched cookies, and watched the clock as the gusty cookie thief dimin- diminished her stock. Means this means actually she read. Means she was also reading the book. She munched the cookies and also she watched the clock as she was waiting a long, long time for her flight. As the gusty cookie thief. Means as the gusty cookie thief actually over here, gusty means bold. Means bold cookie thief was diminished, reduced. Means diminished means reduced her stock. Means the woman had the box of the cookies and the man who was sitting beside her diminished her stock. And so she was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by. Now, she was thinking that the man was not taking by mistakenly. Now he is taking again and again, and now he has also almost finished the stock. Thinking, if I wasn't so nice, I'd blacken his hide. So over here she told that if she could wasn't be nice means she had like a nice look at that time means she was not like getting bad or slapping him or something or saying bad words to him, but if she wasn't nice so he would blacken his eye means she did give like she would give a punch to the man who was sitting beside her. With each cookie he took also one. Now, in this line, it is telling that the cookie the woman took, the man who was sitting beside also took one. Then, when only one was left, she wondered what he'd do. Now, the man who was sitting beside him was actually blind at that moment of time. Not blind actually, he was not noticing that. And when only one cookie was left, with a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it into half. And he offered her half, and he ate the other. Now, what this line means is actually very interesting that when only one cookie was left, the man who was sitting beside the woman actually broke the cookie into half because he also wanted the cookie and the woman also wanted the cookie. So he broke it into half and shared with the woman, and the woman she is now in the, like burst in the anger. She snatched it from him and thought, oh brother, this guy has some nerve and he's also so rude. Why he didn't even show any gratitude? Means in this line she was telling that when she snatched the cookie from his hand, the brother was actually not in the nerve sign and he was also not so rude also, and he didn't even show his gratitude when he was giving to the woman. Now she had never known when she had been so galled. Now over here it is told when she was so galled at that moment of time. Galled means she was very angry. She had never known when she was so angry before, and sighed with relief when her flight was called. Now, because she was sitting with very, very long time, so now she was sighed with relief that now her flight has came. She gathered her belongings and headed for the gate, refusing to look at the thieving ingrate. Means over here, ingrate actually means the ungrateful person. Over here, the woman has told that she boarded to the plane and actually took all her belongings from the seat where she was sitting and also refusing the thieving entry. Means the man who was eating his cookies, she didn't look at the man at the time she was heading for the gate. She boarded the plane and uh, sank in her seat. Means she boarded in the plane, like she went in the plane and sat on her seat. Then sought her book, which was almost complete. As she reached in her baggage, She gasped with surprise. There were her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. Now is the most interesting part, which is when she boarded to the plane and when she was sat in the like plane seat, then she had almost completed her book, and then she actually put her book beside her, and then when she opened her baggage, she gasped with surprise. Means she was like very surprised that her bag was having cookies in front of her. Means the cookies were already there in her bag. If mine are here, she moaned with despair. Despair means sorrow. Okay, so if mine are here, she said, if mine are here or kept in my bag, she sobbed with a despair. Then the others were his, and he tried to share with me. Now, she was very, we can say, very helpless at that moment of time, that actually the man that she was thinking that he was a thief, he was not a thief. Actually, he was sharing with the woman, not he was taking the cookies from the woman. And then the others were in his hand itself. Too late to apologize, she released with grief. Now, it was too late to apologize as she already boarded in the plane, and she realized with grief that she was rude one time, the ingrate, the thief. Means she was actually the ingrate and she was actually the thief only, and she was rude at that moment of time. The all things that the woman said to the man was her itself, as she was already known as the thief, we can say, but the man was pretty kind that he shared with the woman. Now, as we have completed the chapter in very short time, and so now we are going to start with the question answers. So these question answers are very short, as it is a very short poem, and so question answers would also be short. Question number one is, why did the lady buy a book and a bag of cookies? So the lady did buy the book and a bag of cookies because she was waiting a lot before her flight. Question number two is, why did the lady assume that the man was eating her cookies? The lady assumed because she also had bought the cookies. Question number three is, why did she consider the man was rude? She considered that the man was rude because she thought that he was taking the cookies from her bag. Now, the question number four is that what happened when there was only one cookie left? When there was only one cookie left, the man broke it into two and gave it to the lady, and broke it into halves and gave one to lady and ate one himself. Question number five and the last question of answer these questions is, why do you think the man didn't object to the lady eating cookies from his packet? Now, why didn't he think that the woman was taking his cookies? So the answer would be because he was trying to share with the woman. So this was the very easy answer, that because he was trying to share with the woman, he was kind and he was trying to share, and the woman thought that she shouldn't share with the man, and we can say that wasn't like sharing is caring. She didn't follow that term, and she was actually now feeling very grieved about it. Now, coming to the RTCs, we can say the short lines. In short answers, we can answer these questions. So let's start with the first question. As the gusty cookie thief diminished her stock. This is the line from the poem, and now we have to answer three questions of this line. Who is the gusty cookie thief? Now, who is the gusty cookie thief referred over here? Now, the gusty thief referred over here is the man itself who was sitting beside the woman. Now, B question is that what stock did thief diminished? So the answer would be the cookie stock. The stock of cookies the man had diminished. The question number C is over here. Who turned out to be the real cookie thief in the end? So the real cookie thief at the end was the lady itself. Now, let's go to the question number 2 of RTCs. The line is, thinking if I wasn't so nice, I would blacken his eye. Now, the first part of this question is that thinking means we have taken a line. Now, we have to answer 3 questions, which is first is, who does the pronoun I refer to here? Now, who does the pronoun I refer to here? The pronoun I is referred to the lady. Now, so the second question, the B part is, what do the words blacken his eye mean? So the words blacken his eye mean to smash the man's eye, or to give a punch on the man's eye. Like that, we can write to be hilarious at this moment of time. And the C part there, it is, what is funny about the words the speaker says? Now, the funny thing about it, about these words is, like at the end moment of time, at the end story, the thief was actually the lady itself, and now she is actually very worried that how could she please the man that he actually shared with the woman, and now she is actually very, you can say, at that moment of time when she didn't know that he was sharing, she actually said that she would blacken his eye, but she couldn't, but the man would blacken his eye now. But not now, because he was kind and very, he was actually sharing with the woman. Now the third question is, which is, he offered her half as he ate the other. Now this is a sentence from the poem. Let's see the first question of it. What did the man offer the lady? The man offered the lady the half of his cookies. The question number B part is, how did she react? The lady reacted and snatched it, and she was being rude with the man. Now, question number C and the last question of this chapter is, why did she react so? She reacted so because she thought that the packet was hers, but man ate the last cookie. Now we have done all the questions of this chapter, but I have 2 questions for you to discuss with any your parents or your classmates or your family members, etc. So the 2 questions are: do you think the lady behaved the way she did because she was angry? Which parts of the poem help you learn that she was not an unkind person? So you have to tell that, do you think that the lady behaved wrong with the man, and why she was like angry? Which parts of the poem did you think that the woman was very angry at that moment of time and she was becoming an unkind person? So you have to answer this with your, or discuss with your parents or family members. And then the second question is, describe the nature of the man on the basis of your reading of the poem. So if you read the poem, like how do you think that, how does this poem look? I will attach a PDF in this comment section, and I will give the link for it, and you can check that link and read the poem from there, and you can practice the reciting poem. And then what you can do is that, how do you think you can answer this question on that basis, that describe the nature of the man on the basis of the reading of the poem, and then what would you have done if you had been in his place? So now you have to answer this question in the with your family members, and you can discuss this question with them. And also, if you want, you can answer in the comment section. I would be really happy to see that. And also, you have to be at your home and take a healthy diet with your family. Stay healthy, and also stay learning and keep learning with everyone. Till the time I come with the next video and with the next PPT or something, stay home, stay safe. Bye.